Welcome to this week's streaming, and the question that I've received is, let me exactly remember. It says, how can I feel more comfortable in my skin, in my body, and with my identity? And allow me to just translate what this means to me when I hear a question like that. In my skin is the way I look to the world. In my body is the way I feel inside myself. And with my identity is basically who I am, who I truly am. So allow me to start with the third question and then graduate to the first question. The way we are, who we are, is really truly what dictates how comfortable we can be when we are with the world and how we feel inside of ourselves. And that's the place to start. We need to allow ourselves to be exactly who we truly are. So what is the alternative? The alternative is to be the way we think we should be, and we start shoulding ourselves and our life. So when I say that, usually people say, so are you saying we should never grow and we should not become who we want to become? No, we need to do that, and that's a great idea. But until and unless we really allow ourselves to be who we are, we cannot move forward and grow. So the first step really to this, to answer this question, is to allow yourself to be exactly who you are. Exactly who you are. Because most of the time, the discomfort comes from that hiding that is happening when we are with the world and even when we are alone. You see, it's very difficult and not sustainable to be somebody that we're not. The way I describe it and the visual that comes to me, it's like when I'm wearing these uncomfortable shoes that are not my size and they're not my style, but I think I need to be wearing it because whatever, I don't know where the because comes from, but sometimes we feel that we have to be that way. And that's not sustainable. I remember the last uncomfortable but stylish kind of pair of shoes that I wore. And I remember coming home and promising myself never again, because there was so much pain involved. And this is all symbolic. It's like, why would I wear something? Why would I be someone that I'm not? And you may say, because that's how I want to be. Okay, great. First, be who you are. Allow yourself to be who you are, which is the first step. Then ask yourself, from this point of being me, how can I move forward? How can I add attributes, grow, bring more stuff in? But I can't be somebody else. I can be me and then create a better version of me. So that's the second step. The third step is taking action. Taking action to really realize who I wanted to be. So basically, here are the three steps. But before I do that, let me just share with you a story that comes to my awareness when I'm talking about this. I was working with a wonderful young woman who was going to school and was being really, really bullied at school. And I told her, how is it that she cannot really talk to these people and answer them? And she said, basically, I have no friends, nobody invites me, nobody talks to me. And I asked her, who is she when she goes to school? And she looked at me and she said, and I love working with young people because their questions are so direct. She said, who else can I be? I said, well, you may be imagining that you have to be some other person in order to be accepted. Are you trying to be somebody else? And it didn't take her more than a second. And she said, yes. How did you know? I said, well, I didn't. I'm just guessing and assuming because you're so uncomfortable. Because the only thing that is not sustainable is being somebody else. It's really like lying. Like we can lie, but it's hard to sustain it. So when you ask a question about the lie that I've told you, I have to think back. I have to remember because I don't know what I've said. But if it's the truth, all I need to do is to just remember the truth, and I can just say, oh, that's what it was. It was Wednesday at 3 o'clock. So that's the easy one. But if I've lied, I've no idea where to retrieve the last lie that I have said. So lo and behold, she started being herself, and she said, what's the worst case scenario? I said, exactly. What do you have to lose? You say you have no friends. You say you have no social event and places to go to. You say you don't receive any invitations. So little by little, she started really allowing herself to be herself. And you know what? People who were truly interested in her, that they could see who she is, then they gathered around her. She started planning outing with them. She started making friends with them, and it became easier. Not every story finishes like that. It's not a fairy tale that I'm telling you, but I'm saying in general, the best and the easiest person to be is your true self. So when you do allow your identity, your true identity, to become more obvious to yourself and others, then from there you ask yourself the second step: how do I want to feel and how do I want to be when I go to the world? From that point, then it's easy. Then it becomes about growth. Then it's about gaining and learning and flowing in that realm of existence. And then the third step is to take the appropriate actions to realize those wishes that you have for yourself, but for your true self. So there's a major difference between wanting to grow and become somebody else than pretending that you're somebody else. Because one is about growing and learning, and the other one is about just pretending. And that is where you bring a lot of suffering into your life. Hope this is helpful. Hope your journey keeps growing, and hope your questions keep coming. Until the next week, please take care, be well, and stay curious.